Hi everybody, I'm Bill Sanders and this is Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection. Today we're going to talk about one of the top watchmakers in the world named Rex Heppy, who has his watchmaking shops in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, I think it's a little hard to, there's Rex Heppy, who is a watchmaker. The company, I believe, is named Acrevia. The reason that I'm not sure how they balance these two is because they have two categories of watches. The Rex Heppy are for their more traditional ones, and then the Acrevia for their newer ones. That's the way they decided to do it. First one I want to look at is one of my favorite, really. It's a Chronomètre Contemporain. It reminds me of my FP Journe Chronomètre Surveying. It has time only with small seconds. That's it. And it's a beautiful watch. You flip it over and the movement is really gorgeous. And one of the things that he does is that he's using a balance wheel. They make their own balance wheels. And they have 4 weights for the adjustments. So it's a free sprung balance. And they run it at 2.5 hertz, 18,000 VPH. And it's just a beautifully smooth watch. When I met Rex Heppy about 3 years ago at a New York Watch Time show. Great guy, and I asked him about that. I said, what is it about the slower frequency you like? And he said, among other things, he said that, it's not as much wear and tear and so forth. But he said also the customer can see what's going on more in the movement. And I really like that. I mean, I want them to appreciate my work. This is something by what a real artist would say, a horological artist. Okay, now on the other side, he has what he calls the Acrevia watches, which are more contemporary. And this one is called the Tourbillon Chiming Jump Hour. And they have AK3 with this. But I think the caliber was listed as AK4 in one of the reviews of it. So that's not important. What's important is it's beautiful watch. Again, they published the width of their balance wheel, 11.6 millimeters, liking big balance. Now, this is in a 43 millimeter case, so you have to understand it the relative size. It doesn't look huge, but compared to, like, you put it in a 38, 39 millimeter case, it does. Manually wound. Now, this one uses a 3 hertz frequency. But again, you have this a more careful one, 210,000 Swiss francs. The steadiness of your larger balance wheel is what attracts me. You have the bigger the wheel, the greater the inertia, and so you're not going to have as much variation. Now, this third one I'm going to take a look at is called the Acrevia AK06. And they talk about, I love this name, a dial-free design. And a dial-free design, as you can see, is that there's no dial. You simply have what you might call a couple sub-dials. Up at 12 o'clock, you have a power reserve indicator, and then down at 6 o'clock, you have the small seconds. But they're not on a dial, they're just there. The hands, they use observatory hands. The hour hand with the big round tip on it, it's hard to see there and among all of the other things. And then the long sort of sword spear shaped minute hand on here. Here again, you have a nice big balance, the 10.5 millimeters, and then again using 4 adjustable weights. This one is 79,000 Swiss francs in stainless steel. And the open work front is I guess what they consider to be the main feature of this. the one thing you can see about this design, and then the way the other ones are treated, how important the horology is. In other words, let's look at the movement. Let's consider this. And I really like the way they do it. I can't afford these watches. This one, again, is another one at 18,000 VPH, 2.5 hertz. Anyway, so this is a short introduction to Rex Heppy. You may want to take a look at his watches. His site is a typical watch site, which is hard to find anything, but they're beautiful examples of his work and so forth. Let me know what you think, and this is an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. Until next time, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Side, the art and science of watch collection.